Back into football Friday night. The Score Extra. Jamin Bryant, Shaw Pryor. I'm Zach Richardson. Playoff football finally here. It didn't feel like playoff football because it was like 73, 75 degrees outside. But round one, not usually the best of games. But we had some pretty decent games, didn't we, guys?
Yeah, I'd say we definitely did. So maybe the weather didn't feel like it, but the games definitely felt like playoff football today for me.
You know, obviously, first round one is obviously the teaser to what's really going on. But obviously, had some great matchups tonight, some local teams going at it, but also some really big victories too.
But while we get into round one, we take you over to the Lions Den for what turned into our game of the week. Shaw, take it away.
Yes, sir. We're starting these things off in the Lion Den. It's Ouachita, where they took on the St. Amant Gators. Look, both offenses started slow, and I'll show you just how slow the Lions are in the road zone, trying to get on the board first, but Montrell Connor, he gets caught in a Gator roll by Miles Herbert on the sack. So the Lions are going to go for the field goal to get the early lead, but it's no good. That one is off the crossbar. We're going to stay knotted at zeros. But luckily for Ouachita, there's a pack of hungry Lions ready to hunt on the other side of the ball, and all defenders combine for a big fourth down stop. Now it's time to get the offense going. Ouachita possession, and it's time for MJ Day. Yep, one cut to the outside, and nobody's going to beat him to that pylon. Ouachita takes an early 7-0 lead. Now the Gators are trying to respond, but just wait. There's going to be a flash that comes across your screen, but it's not Barry Allen. It's Wydell Clark with the INT to get his offense back on the field. Now it's time for Montrell Connor to turn on the Jets. It's the QB keeper all the way to the outside, and this one is going into the cribs. The Lions are feeling like they're in control of things. It's a 14-0 lead, but St. Amant is not phased. Cooper Babbitt, he's going to launch one deep onto the left side of the field, right outside the pylon, finding Rizzuto, but the job's not finished. He's going to be out at the one, so Cooper Babbitt says, hey, don't hold me back. The Gators are here for a fight. They're going to cut this lead down to 14-7 before the half. And when you come out of the half, let's be aggressive. It's an onside kick. This one is going to get recovered. And yep, on the beginning of this next play, it's going to be blocked for the St. Amant Gators after they recover the kick, but the end of it is self-explanatory. It's going to be Jordan Hickson, untouched TD all the way into the end zone. Tie this game at 14 apiece. Ouachita, it says, okay, it's our turn to take control. They're going to get a field goal to get a 17-14 lead, but as time starts to wind down their next drive, Montrell Connor is going to touch pay dirt again after this big trip by the big man who's going to set them up in the red zone. And yeah, big fella is feeling it right there, running them over. Now it's Montrell Connor time all the way into the end zone. Now they're up 24-14, but the Gators still lurking in that murky water. It's time to strike now. Cooper Babbitt is going to scramble, and yeah, all the way into the end zone. But first, let's make this man miss. Yeah, making the defender look silly all the way into the end zone. It's 24-21, but they would not be able to close the gap. Ouachita is able to kneel this thing out and get the win in the first round of the playoffs. All right, well, let's head over to East Ascension, who's hosting West Ouachita. Spartans were up big at half, 36-3, and for the first play of the second is J.J. LeBeouf off to Jaden Urson. He's going to turn on the Jets. It's a 73-yard touchdown. Yep, East Ascension is in firm control of this one. It's 43-3 on the ensuing Chiefs drive. Yeah, the exchange here is fumbled, but Mitchell Levy's going to take it up and take it all the way back. The Spartans what came to this one really prepared to battle. It's 50-3, and later in the third, we have the same score, and Devin Ellis is going to find Deuce Price here. It's a jump ball in the end zone, and yes, West Ouachita is able to come down with it. They're down a lot, but still fighting. They trail 50-10 at this point. The Spartans are looking to answer in the closing minutes of the quarter, and it's going to be Blaine Williams on the handoff. He's going to put a defender in the dirt, and yeah, he's going to go in for his first touchdown of the year. East Ascension has a 57-10 lead, and really, East Ascension will be in firm control of this one the entire way, and they will get the win over the Chiefs, 57-17.
Let's stick with the 2-5A action. Head over to Don Shouse Field. The number 10 seeded West Monroe Rebels hosting South Lafourche. You see it right there, one play away. Keep that in mind here just a bit. First play from scrimmage for the Tarpoons, excuse me. It's picked off right here by Austin Peavy. The Rebels looking to capitalize early in this one. Brady Gio looking to make something happen. He's pressured, makes a guy miss, bounces off another defender. gets the ball off somehow, almost completed it, incomplete. They're forced to punt it away. Next Rebel possession, though, how about this? Guillo goes down the field to Trez Davis. Yeah, you're one play away. Well, this is just one of those beautiful plays. The juggling grab right here to bring the Rebels deep inside of Tarpon territory. At that point, that sets up Guillo for a little bit of tush-push action right there. I know some teams in the NFL don't like it. The Rebels obviously don't care because they're going to do it. They score, capitalize right there, 7-0 early in the first quarter. How about some defense? Troy Smith getting in the backfield for the big TFL to shut down the Tarpoons right there. At that point, they punt it away. And then it's all aboard the Pawnee train. He takes his handoff, bounces to the outside, uses that speed right here, picks up a big first down at that point. And then you know what? You go right back to your playmaker. Yes, Trez Davis once again. And yeah, you're not going to catch this type of speed. And look at the blocks on the outside. Don't give him credit right there. Christian Pawnee just knocked him right there, put him on his back. Rebels up 14-0. But here comes the Tarpoons right here. Mac finds Terrence Petre. He's going to do the rest right here. So he just gets all through the Rebel defense at this point. Takes it to the house to make it a 14-7 ball game. And yeah, I mean, give up a play like that. How do you respond? Well, yeah, the Rebels respond with the score of their own. It's going to start right here with Christian Pawnee. Well, excuse me, it's going to be Keogh rolling right. He's going to find Jordan Coleman. And check out the yak right here down the sideline. Sit down. Off to the races he goes. West Monroe re-extends their lead 21-7 at that point in the ball game. And then they're going to be back on the move once again, are the Rebels. And it's going to go to, yeah, again, Christian Pawnee. And check him out right here. You're going to run right to your living room as he's just bullying these defenders. Check him out. I don't know if I've seen a high school kid with so much power right here. Just watch him at the back end of this thing. Looks like Marshawn Lynch back in the day, beast mode right there, sitting him down. That sets up Guillo to Tyson Mills right here. Don't hear that name very often in the end zone. He got his opportunity, took advantage of it. Hey, ref, threw the flag. Let him have fun, man. Let him play, ref. Let him play. Touchdown Rebels, up 28-7 right there. Not done scoring just yet. This time, West Monroe's going to go with a little trickery. The reverse to Kavion Mitchell would not be stopped. This play, flag would be thrown on the back end of it. There was a questions from the coach about a possible block in the back. Official said, hey, he's had his palms open. Didn't really understand the explanation that well, but it didn't matter. It was a touchdown for the Rebels anyway. Second half of this ball game would get tight, but the Rebels roll in this one, get the win over South Lafourche, 49-21, your final in that one. Let's head over now and check out the Richwood Rams as they were hosting the Caldwell Parish Spartans. I'll tell you what, two local teams, and what a matchup we had in this one. After a quick 3-and-out, how about Jalen Kane taking this handoff to distance to put the Rams up 6-0 after a failed two-point conversion. And check him out right here. I think we're trying to keep up with him. I don't know if we can keep up with Mr. Kane right here as he gets into the end zone.
Like cameraman running with him.
Crazy speed right there. Rams taking an early lead in that one. On the ensuing kickoff, though, the Spartans going to get a little spark. It's the freshman right here, and so he's going to set this team up nicely with some good field position. Yeah, beautiful stuff from him to set things up. Very next play, how about the quarterback keeper right here? So he's going to, or quarterback pass, he's going to find his tight end for a nice gain. He's going to move the chains at that point. And after a couple of tough runs, it's 1st and goal for the Spartans. And yeah, quarterback's going to call his own number once again, find his way into the end zone. Spartans are able to capitalize on the extra point. They take the early 7-6 lead. Rams with the ball once again. Yeah, you go right back to the ground game and check him out, just rumbling down the field. Tough run right there for a first down. There was a pass interference call. Then it's Carter McClinton going to catch it out of the backfield for a nice gain. Sets up 1st and goal. And that hard work's going to pay off as he's going to get the handoff once again and finish off this drive to make it 12-7. Back and forth ball game. In fact, Caldwell Parish actually led this game 14-12 at the half, but in the second half, the Richwood Rams would just dominate. They get the win over Caldwell Parish, 40-20. Your final in that one. Oak Grove and Port Allen in this one. Let's check this one out. Early in the game, yeah, our cameraman making the tackle on this play. Fun stuff right there. Hey, he got the tackle made. Then you go to Patrick Hill as he's going to, or not Patrick, excuse me, quarterback keeper right here as he gets down for about a 7-yard gain. And then it's Patrick Hill time. Going to get to the end zone from about 5 yards out. Oak Grove takes the early lead in this one. And then how about this? It's going to be Port Allen looking to get something going. Check out the big-time defense from the tackle. Swing them down. Thought this ball may have popped loose. They'd be forced to punt. The ball is going to go over the head of the punter as Devin Franklin scooping it up in for the touchdown right there. It was all Oak Grove all the time as they get the win, 47-0. Your final down one. Jeremy, let's check out Cedar Creek and St. Fred's.
All right, let's go. The St. Fred Warriors hosting the first round at Chips Lovely Field against the Cedar Creek Cougars back in the playoffs after missing last season. Warriors up first. Michael Malloy on the keeper, and he's going to keep on running. This man is headed to the crib. Jumps on top of the Cougars early. 7-0. Just 34 seconds into this ball game. Next possession, Malloy on the drop back and dumps it off to Stephen Austin. Made him touch the grass and a new set of change. Here, sit down, young man. First down, let's keep it moving. Going a little methodical this time on this drive. Owen O'Neal, he doesn't do anything methodical. Dr. Crash out himself up the left side, kept the drive moving for another first down for the Warriors. Now, at the goal line, Warriors go to run again and just plow his way into pay dirt for another Warrior touchdown. 14-0 in the first quarter. All right, go celebrate the fans. All right. Again, next possession, Malloy goes downfield, and this time he's going to hit Austin in stride. Defender touching earth. Nobody left to catch him. The Warriors are putting the Cougars in their cage. This is still the first half of this ball game. Second quarter now. Back to Owen O'Neal being a patient, following his blocks, and then he just says, "Welcome back to the end zone resort." Late hit out of the back of the end zone, and they went with the Bethune-Cookman philosophy. You can't win the game, win the fight. All right. Oh, O'Neal got a breather, so Daryl Cougar is going to take things over from there. Leaves a trail of bodies behind him on his way to crib for another touchdown. Cooper rips the 34 off his back and puts it on the board. Warriors up 34-0 right now. Cougars on offense. Brett Bell on the draw, and John Hayes says, "I'm going to bring you back to the drawing board." Brings him down for the second. Coach Angevine just can't believe they are getting beat like this right now. Sorry, Coach. It's going to get worse. Warriors at the doorstep. Malloy on the toss to O'Neal. Kicks in the door. Warriors demolish the Cougars 49-6 for the first playoff win of the Tony Osborne era. All right, Lincoln Prep Panthers traveling over to take on St. Edmund Blue Jays. Second play of the game, running back Jabari Livingston with the Houdini act. Now you see him, now you don't. Recovers the fumble. The fumble, and on the snap and making multiple Blue Jays miss on this, and takes it 80 yards to the house to open up the scoring. And this one makes it 6-0 Lincoln Prep after the missed PAT. Ensuing drive, Blue Jays say all they need is 2 plays as well. Nathan, hey, I'm not gonna miss your name up. All right, fine. Huston's just timed it wide open for a 60-yard touchdown of his own, giving Blue Jays an 8-6 lead after 2-point try. Jays wouldn't let up off the gas. They recover a muff kick out on the next play that leads to another touchdown, another 40-yard grab, but it'll be 62-18 St.
Let's check out Rayville and Union Parish going at it early in this ball game. How about Braxton Patterson finding Javion Island right here, and he's going to do the rest right here. He picks up the big gain. Then Terrence Wallace Jr. drives his way in for the score at that point to give the Union the early lead in this one. Then how about Jacqueline Martin right here with the big-time tackle. But Rayville not going away. They're going to pick up the first down right here. I believe you're going to see Rayville pick up the first down pass coming up here in just a second. Yes, drop it back, find the open man. And yeah, he's going to do the rest right here, pick up some nice yardage, bring in the Farmer territory. And how about this? Some PBU action, PBU action. Beautiful defensive breakup right there by Chance Hobson. He's not done. He wanted that one bad. You know what? They're going to go back to him again, test him out one more time.
I'm trying.
This time, he's going to pick it off. Yeah, he picks that one off, and yeah, the Farmers take over again. He's not done. He's going to do some work on offense as well, as this time he's going to get the big carry. Yeah, fun stuff from him. Then they're going to go to Davion Johnson. And check out Johnson right here. Going to make the big-time grab at that point. Fun stuff. Yeah, he's going to pick it up. Big-time gain at that point. And then Johnson going to cap things off with a touchdown. Yeah, but it would be Union Parish all over in this one as they get to win 41-18, your final in that one. Shaw, let's take it over to Franklin Parish.
Yeah, Franklin Parish hosting a playoff game against Abbeville. And this week's playoff crash is going to be an opening drive for Abbeville, but with the senior quarterback Xavier May back to pass, it's intercepted. Yeah, you just got mossed. That one was Avery Johnson picking it off for the Patriots, and the Patriots on their drive are going to hand it off to Traylon Martin for a 3-yard touchdown. And this is my favorite thing to to see. Kickers making the extra point. It's good. 7-0 Patriots early on. And then Franklin Parrish with the ball again as Desarian Ellis back to pass. Launches a rocket to Caden Seals. It's a 14-yard touchdown. And again, the kicker's making the kick. Yeah, they take an early 14-0 lead, and that extra point is good. 14-0 Patriots. Advil in the red zone, and Xavier Mays is going to keep it and get a 6-yard touchdown for himself, but they would get the win. The Patriots, that is 62-12, because their kickers can make kicks. All right, well, let's get some Division II non-select action. It's number 20, Carroll, facing off against number 12, Cecilia, and it's a battle of the Bulldogs. So opening kickoff for Cecilia is Braylon Calais. It's deep on the return. He fields it and is able to run this one all the way into the end zone from the 1. He was gone. It's 7-0 Cecilia early. On the next drive, Carroll has Terrence Ward fire it down the middle and find Jason Frills. So that's tied at 7. Cecilia gets the rock now and gets back on the attack. It's Colin Dorr. Hits Jermaine Davis on the screen pass. It's a 55-yard touchdown. And yes, Cecilia would go on to win this one big over Carroll, 56-7.
Let's check out some other Division II non-select scores in this one. Walls and Wildcats go on the road and get the win over Minden. Crimson Tide 35-14. You're found that one. What a win for John D'Arce's company. Jeremy, let's take it away and check out some Darby Woods on the road in action as well.
All right, Parkview Baptist hosting Darby Woods in Baton Rouge. Dalton now Britton gets the scoring going early, keeps it himself. 20 yards later, he is in the end zone for the touchdown. 7-0 Wolves. Marquise Franklin down at the goal line, runs it in from 5 yards out for the touchdown to tie things up from there. Wolves back on offense, and Thorne Stripling, we've heard that name before, gives the Wolves back the lead 14-7 from the 5. And then Marquise Franklin, he just kept his name up in this game. Once again, keeping things interesting. 25-yard run. He dashes to pay dirt, his second touchdown of the day, but he wasn't done. 14 apiece right now, though. Franklin, one-man wrecking crew, 55 yards. Parkview Baptist runs past the Wolves and win this one to advance 42-28.
Let's check out some other Division III select scores. Beacon and Charter's fine season comes to an end as they fall to Metairie Park Country Day, 56-15. Yeah, but like I said, what a fantastic season. Did some great things early, struggled there for a bit. And Country Day is a really good football team, so tough draw for Beacon and Charter in round number 1, but again, their season comes to an end tonight. Jeremy, let's take it away and check out the Arcadia Hornets.
All right, let's go number 27, North Iberville. Number 6 North Iberville. Tell your girlfriend you'll be free next Friday. Probably will be. Arcadia makes the 3.5-hour drive down to Rosedale. Second play from scrimmage. Bears quarterback Justice Roy flips it out to Jalen Mims, and Mims won't be touched. Free run to the end zone for the touchdown. Bears lead this one 7-0. Arcadia's turn now. Hornets football on the turf, and the Bears come up with the football. Jordell Bays jumps on it and gives them the possession, and good field position for those Bears. This time they're going to toss it right. Jeremy Fraber, have you scored? Hey, it's going to be my favorite. Makes room on the right side and gets to the pay dirt. 14-0 Bears leading this one. Hornets next drive want to be on punt formation on the 4th down, but it's a fake. Intercepted though by Braylon. Christmas wrapping up those presents early and took the milk and cookies down. Pick 6 by the defense. North Iberville opens up a 21-0 lead in the first quarter. Bears get it back. Roy goes up top. Rayon Melicon wide open behind the defense and walks into another score, 27-0 domination. But here, you know, we might have the play of the night candidate right here. Bears offense continues to roll, and boy, Aiden Melicon, Arcadia defense is getting strung out on this play. Refuses to go down, bullying this whole team on his way to the end zone, and says safe travels back. They eliminate the Hornets 53-6.
Let's check out some other Division IV non-select scores from tonight. Jonesboro Hodge with a big win at home against North Central, 44-20. Your final that one, and the Faraday Trojans jump all over Northeast, 58-0. Your final that one. Let's go back to Thursday night football action. MAIS state semifinal. The River Oaks Mustangs hosting the Newton County Academy Generals in this one. First play from scrimmage. How about this? The Mustangs going to punch them right in the mouth. As Caden Raymer to the outside, 61 yards to the house. Makes it 8-0 after this 2-point conversion. You're going to see right here as it's Mr. Andrew Robinson finding Caden Vanderberg. Yeah, this was kind of the night it was for the Mustangs. Here's this Robinson and Vanderberg wide open in the end zone, 8-0 Mustangs early in this ball game. Defense gets the stop. Offense back on the field. Next possession, Robinson goes down the field to Torrance Cooks in double coverage. Yeah, defender all over him. Makes the grab in the red zone at that point. That sets up JDG. Yes, John David Green gets to the outside right here. Is in for the score from 4 yards out. 16-0 after successful 2-point conversion. The Generals, though, will respond. It's going to be Taylor Burt at quarterback right now. Remember this for later. He escapes some pressure, finds Josh Fletcher for the 16-yard touchdown score. 16-6, bunch of flags. I believe River Oaks had 3 touchdowns called back in the first half. Game should have been a blowout early on, but it didn't matter. Robinson's going to find Raymer. This one, not going to be stopped by the flag. Raymer makes sure of it. He's in for his second touchdown of the night, but he's not done just yet. This time, later in the game, it's going to be Raymer at the quarterback position. And check him out right here, just keeping himself about a yard out. And for the score, that's touchdown number 3 now of the night. I hope you're keeping track. I think we're getting too high for me to count, guys. I can only go 3 or 4. We're not done with him just yet. We jump ahead to the second half now. Generals on the move. It's Burt at running back now. He's going to lower his shoulder, or going to get a stop right from Vanderberg to close out the first half, I should say. The River Oaks Mustangs were up 28-6. Second half action now. Generals move Burt to running back. He's going to lower his shoulder right here. In for the score, makes it 28-12. Still showing a little bit of life in this one, but the Mustangs continue to put their foot on the gas. Robinson is going to hand this ball off to John David Green. Check out the big pickup. And then watch him on the back end of this thing. He's going to hand it off to Mercer. It's a good idea.
He tried.
He's in for the score. The celebration on. Unfortunately, you can't do that. Touchdown is erased, but Andrew Robinson said, doesn't matter. I'm going to get those points right back on the board anyway. He's in for the touchdown, makes it 34-12. And then how about this? Remember the name Caden Raymer? Yeah. Raymer once again for his 4th touchdown of the night. The cherry on top. River Oaks heading back to the state title game. They get the win big in this one, 42-12. Let's hear from Coach Barton after the game.
Well, Newton's one of the best programs in the whole division here, and their record proves it. Very well coached. Steve Nelson does a great job. Our backs were against the wall. Our kids stepped up and played a very physical game. I was really proud of them.
For the Mustangs, yes, they will be taking on Humphreys Academy as they end Prairie View Academy season 40-12. That game set for Wednesday. River Oaks, Humphreys Academy, Wednesday at 6 p.m. at Jackson Prep in Jackson, Mississippi. All right, Jeremy, let's take us on to Arkansas.
All right, El Dorado hosting Lake Hamilton. Wildcats leading this one 14-10 at the break. El Dorado starting the second half with a handoff to Jeremy Sim. Y'all just keep stealing my name tonight. For a short game to the left side, but that would only be the teaser. Set up this next play. Cannon Jacobs finds Christian Williams, and Williams hits the gas and leaves everyone in the rearview mirror. In the ref can't catch up. Carries this ball all the way in for a touchdown. And we gotta celebrate. Like I always say, y'all, you gotta celebrate teammates.
Have some fun, man.
All right, Wolves looking to strike back with a handoff to Cody Coy R3, who would go nowhere. Brought down in the backfield, and Wildcats, they would go on to win this one 28-10. All right, now let's move over to the Smackover Buckaroos, one of my favorite names, hosting the Hackett Hornets. Hey, 2 names alike now. Polk handing it off to Joseph Brown, who gets a short game to set up the very next play. Just got to keep being methodical. Mitchell Polk looking downfield, and he's going to find Jamari Robinson blown past his defender and trots across the goal line untouched. Hornets now. Matthew Garner is going to look to pass, but the Buckaroos, they get some pressure and tackle them for no gain on the play and bring them down in the backfield. And then Garner going to look to throw again for Evan Griffin, but the Buckaroos, Jeremiah King is right there for the INT on the back end of this thing. Just going to take that one off, and Smackover would get the 54-8 win, and they will host Mayflower next season.
All right, well, let's take it over to Junction City. The Dragons are playing host to the Bearden Bears, and they're renewing a historical rivalry in this one. So the Bears say, let's get on the board early in this one, bearing down. And they get it on. It's Landon Fawcett airing it out to Mickey Jimerson, and the Dragons say, hey, we're going to respond. This is Amandre Gray with a touchdown. The Bears are going to score on another passing touchdown from Fawcett. It's Kamari Nettles this time. From there, it was all Dragons. Here's Brendan Lee, a rushing touchdown. And then it's quarterback DeCorey Larry, who's keeping it himself for another touchdown. And then his twin brother says, hey, double trouble. Let's me get on the action. It's a long rush for the Dragons, and DeCaylin Hampton is up next. Yeah, all the Dragons are starting to get in on the fun. Here's DeCaylin Hampton running it in for the Dragons, and they would later throw an interception in the end of the half, but it would not matter. The Dragons will really go on to dominate this one and get a big 65-12 win over the Bears.
Let's check out some Arkansas scores. The strong Bulldogs get a win over Southside Beach Branch, 64-44, your final in that one. Also in action, the Hamburg Lions continue their season, continue to dominate over Menino Bearcats, 42-21 is your final in that one. Camden Fairview season comes to an end as they fall to the Robinson Senators, 38-27. And how about this, the Harmony Grove Hornets, yeah, not a great night for them. They fall to Mayflower, 43-7, your final in that one. Well, tell you what, round one in the books. Next week we start to get our guys. We start to get the big dogs back. Neville, Ruston, Sterlington, Gina, Haynesville. You know, all these big schools getting OCSs back in it. You know, but round one, kind of for some of these teams, a test to see where they're at, what they need to work on, because next week is going to be definitely a step further. What do you guys think about round one?
I think we're going to get a big gauntlet next week. But also, you know, some teams this week, round one is always going to be like, all right, you know, you look at some of these teams that get the bye and you say, well, is it, you know, do you want the risk? Do you want to be able to play and have that experience of being in the playoffs, already having a game under your belt? So I think it's good for a lot of these teams like a St. Fred, like a Washita, who got tested early this week. So now you go into a bigger matchup. So I think it's good for some of these teams. You know, it's not always great to have the rest and have the bye, but I think for these teams, it was great to have that under their belt, knowing what it's like to win the playoffs, and now you're going to another week with some confidence.
Yeah, to piggyback off what you said for Washita, like you saw their offense have some cobwebs early on, and they were able to knock off the dust, and you saw they went 10 unanswered to end that game, and that's a team that nobody wants to see. There's so much speed on that team. Everybody's a little bit fearful because they can pop off at any moment. So for a team like that, it's probably good to not have that bye early on and knock some of the dust off in the first round.
I'll tell you what, like I said, next week should be a lot of fun. And guys, like I said, the big dogs coming back. I'm excited to see how these teams respond. You know, obviously Ruston dealing with injuries, no Damon Powell in the playoffs. Neville, who's been playing good football, coming off a bye week, how do they respond back? OCS, I think OCS can have a tough first round matchup. They got Southern Lab in round the second round, their first game.
I'll say one thing about OC is we know everybody pays attention to the Oak Grove loss. Well, what happened last year? They lost to Oak Grove the same way, and where did they end up?
Yep.
They ended up in the state championship game, so I'm not worried about OCS right now. Now, Southern Lab is a team that always gives them problems, but we're going to see what happens in that matchup.
I'll tell you what, next week we're hoping to see some teams still alive, and I know y'all can't hear it right now, but some teams trying to dance their way into the Superdome. I don't know, I'm going to keep dancing my way through next week.
I like that salsa. I like that salsa.
All right, guys, well, hope you enjoyed a Football Friday Night Extra, round one of football playoffs. We'll be back here next week for our last show. We'll see you back here for round two next week.